This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. Some content was created with AI. All names and events are fictitious. Please consult a qualified attorney for advice on your specific situation.
According to 2024 data, U.S. traffic deaths totaled about 39,000 by NHTSA and nearly 45,000 by NSC in the first 9 months. There were over 29,000 deaths. Speeding, rollovers, unrestrained occupants, and pedestrian deaths all declined, while motorcyclists and age 65-plus fatalities rose by 1%.
After a car crash, you're hit with medical bills, repair costs, and insurance calls. It's overwhelming and most people don't know what to do next. In this video, we'll demystify the entire journey, from the moment of impact to the final settlement or verdict. You'll gain a clear understanding of how the process goes and what steps are involved along the way. Immediately after a traffic collision, your priority is safety and getting medical help. Even if you feel fine, some injuries aren't obvious right away. Use your phone to take pictures and videos of the accident scene, vehicle damage, and any visible injuries. If there are witnesses, get their contact information. A police report is a crucial piece of evidence in your injury claim. Make sure it is accurate and correctly reflects the accident scene and your statement. After the incident, you'll be dealing with insurance companies your own and possibly the other drivers. You'll need to report the accident and file a claim. But this is where things can get tricky. Insurance adjusters aim to pay out as little as possible, often starting with a quick, low settlement offer. Before accepting, make sure you understand the true value of your claim. If a fair agreement can't be reached, legal action may be necessary.
Yes, I need to report a traffic collision and open a claim. My policy number is 78901.
Once you've determined all expenses and damages from the traffic collision, you can submit a demand letter to the insurance company. Include medical bills, car repair and rental costs, lost earnings, and any other accident-related losses. A detailed letter ensures the insurer understands the full scope of your claim. According to the law offices of Anajar and Levine, between 5% and 15% of auto insurance claims are denied each year. California leads with about 4,800 consumer complaints over denials, followed by Texas with 4,200 and Florida with 3,800. Common reasons include lapsed policies, lack of proper coverage, delays in reporting, fault disputes, and missing information.
I want to file a lawsuit, please.
If a settlement can't be reached, your attorney will file a lawsuit. This officially starts the legal process. A complaint is filed with the court, and the person you are suing, the defendant, is served with a summons. They then have a specific amount of time to respond.
Are you Robert Smith?
Yes, that's me.
Welcome back to Legal Lens, where we break down the complexities of the legal world. Today, we're looking at a common question. If you're in a personal injury case, are you destined for a dramatic courtroom battle? With us is legal analyst Mark Jenkins. Mark, what do the numbers say?
Well, Sarah, the reality is quite different from what you see on TV. The vast majority of personal injury cases in the U.S. state courts never see the inside of a courtroom. We're talking about 90 to 95% of these cases being settled out of court or dismissed before a trial even begins.
90 to 95%? That's an incredibly high number. So the whole dramatic trial scenario is the exception, not the rule.
Exactly. Only about 5 to 10% of personal injury cases actually go to trial. And what's even more fascinating is how this has changed over time. Back in the 1930s, about 20% of all civil cases in federal courts went to trial. By 2002, that number had plummeted to less than 2%.
What's behind that drastic drop?
A major factor is the prohibitive cost and time associated with a trial. For instance, the average time to process a case that goes to trial is around 2 years. Because of this, both sides are heavily incentivized to negotiate. Another key reason is the development of pre-trial procedures, like discovery, which allows both sides to see the evidence and realistically evaluate their chances, making settlement a more predictable option.
So it's more about negotiation than courtroom showdowns. What about the financial side? We often hear about massive payouts.
That's another area where public perception gets skewed by high-profile cases. According to Calculate My Case, the average personal injury settlement in the U.S. is around $444,508, while the median settlement, which more accurately reflects what most people receive, is about $48,855. That massive gap shows how a few extraordinary verdicts drive up the average, whereas the typical case settles for a much more modest sum.
A fascinating look behind the curtain. Thanks for clarifying that, Mark.
My pleasure, Sarah.
Even with a lawsuit filed, most personal injury cases don't go to trial. Instead, they're settled through negotiation or mediation. Mediation involves a neutral third party who helps both sides come to an agreement. This is often a faster and less expensive way to resolve a car accident claim.
We are seeking to establish a clear precedent here.
In U.S. federal courts, for the 12-month period ending September 30th, 2023, only 0.71% of the 293,539 terminated civil cases went to trial. For the year ending March 31st, 2024, federal civil case filings increased by 22%. In the state court systems, which handle the vast majority of litigation, 67 million new cases were filed in 2023, a 4% increase from the previous year, driven largely by a 15% rise in contract cases. In personal injury cases, settlements are a balancing act. The plaintiff seeks more, the defendant aims to pay less, and the final amount usually falls in the middle, influenced by the case's developments and circumstances. The largest personal injury verdicts in U.S. traffic collision litigation are often defined by massive punitive damages intended to punish corporate negligence. The most extreme example is the 2021 case, Estate of Kindred versus DeBosque, where a Texas jury awarded a largely symbolic $301 billion verdict against ABBA for over-serving a drunk driver who caused a fatal 2017 accident. While collection of this amount is not expected, the verdict was intended to send a message to the hospitality industry about its responsibilities. Other landmark verdicts include the 2021 case of Gian versus a JD Business Services Inc., which resulted in a $1 billion award in Florida against two trucking companies for a fatal 2017 highway collision involving extreme driver fatigue and negligent hiring practices. That same year, a Texas jury in Ramsey versus Landstar Ranger Inc. awarded $730 million following a 2016 death caused by an oversized commercial load striking a passenger vehicle. More recently, a 2024 Missouri jury in Perkins versus Wabash National Corp. awarded $462 million for a fatal 2019 crash, attributing the deaths to a defectively designed trailer guard.